Laura?
Thank God, Tony, you've got good news.
I don't know what you said to Dara, but she petitioned the court. Your bail hearing is set for tomorrow morning.
Hey, shouldn't you have left for school a while ago?
I can't.
Well, it's no skin off my nose, but I promised your dad that I...
Just take my word for it, okay? I'm useless at school until I hear about Mom. Man, do you know how long a bail hearing takes?
Well, from my experience, and unfortunately I've had some, it can take from...
Mom! Hey!
Oh.
You're gonna be home for Mother's Day, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Cool!
Oh, it's way cooler than I ever expected. Oh, I hate to leave you all, but I'd really like to take a nice hot bath and wash the smell of that place off my body. And I'd like to put my little girl down for a nap. What do you think? You ready? Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be the soundest sleep she's had in a long time.
Mom, welcome home.
Thank you. Oh.
So, is she home to stay?
No.
What do you mean? She doesn't have to go back, does she?
We have to go back to court this afternoon for opening arguments.
Did Sonny post her bail?
No, he offered, but Justice felt that it would not be good for the case if anyone found out.
Yeah, that could be.
So Edward Quartermain posted bail.
What? How come?
Very good question.
Just tell me what Tony and I can do. Do you want us in court today?
Well, not yet. I'm feeling pretty good about it, Barbara. But, you know, if things go bad, I'll give a yell.
All right, we'll tell Laura good luck. Kiss the kids for me. Call me tonight?
You bet.
Oh, I hate it that they're going through this. Laura accused of a cold-blooded murder. It is ludicrous. I make a better candidate than she does.
No, we both do. I mean, nobody hated Damien more than I did. And cracking him over the head with a bat would have been a very gratifying experience.
Would have been being the operative phrase, right? Tony?
Of course, right. I got you going, didn't I?
Oh, you. You don't suppose Laura could really be found guilty, do you?
Stranger things have happened.
Hey, give him hell, huh?
Okay, Lucky, don't forget your biology notebook. Remember the last time?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not going to school, though. You know.
What?
I'm going to court, Mom.
Lucky, that's very sweet of you, but it's a really bad idea.
Why?
Look, Cowboy, they're gonna say a lot of stuff about your mother that's gonna be hard to take. It's gonna be lies and...
I know that.
I know you know. But it's still gonna hit you right in the gut.
Okay, I'm prepared. Still want to go.
You know, excuse me, it might not be such a bad idea if he were there. I mean, it's one thing for me to describe your devotion to family, but seeing them there surrounding you in court could be very effective for the jury.
You mean it would be positive to have Lucky there?
Very.
Spoken like a lawyer.
Well, what else do you want from me?
That and a lot more. As far as I'm concerned, this case is going to define Justice Ward.
You ready?
Well, if I'm not, it's too late.
There's a lot riding on this.
You do not have to keep reminding me, Edward, and I would appreciate it if you looked a little more positive when my client arrives. Laura's got to believe we can win this thing, and so do I.
Mr. Spencer, can you tell us some information, please?
It's going to be all right, baby.
That's right.
Justice? What's your first move?
Well, before the jury comes in to hear opening arguments, the judge will ask to hear motions. I'll move to have the case dismissed on the grounds that the corrupt police commissioner tainted the investigation.
Will that fly?
Well, I don't know, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't give it a shot.
Miss Jensen, I want to thank you for not standing in the way of my getting bail this time. Being home with my children means everything to me.
I wasn't doing you any favors, Mrs. Spencer. I want to win this, but only in the knowledge that it's a fair fight on an even playing field. Wouldn't you agree, Counselor?
Absolutely. That's the way I want it when I win. I'm ready if you are.
Let's do it.
Part 2 of the Supreme Court of the State of New York, the Honorable Marion Henry presiding. Be seated.
Case number 9684660. The people of the State of New York versus Laura Spencer. Are counsel present?
Dara Jensen, Assistant District Attorney for the state, Your Honor.
Justice Ward, attorney for the defense.
Before I have the jury admitted, we'll address the issue of motions. Yes, Mr. Ward.
Your Honor, I'm requesting immediate dismissal of the indictment against Mrs. Spencer on the grounds that the investigation of her alleged crime was tainted by corruption, documented corruption in the Port Charles Police Department.
Exciting trial, huh? Are you crazy? Not here. Sorry.
Ward, I've read over
No
the
problem.
summary of your arguments, and I
I'll be in
question
the
their
court.
validity in connection with this case. Motion denied.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything further?
Your Honor, the state has a motion.
Yes, Miss Jensen.
We have reason to believe that Justice Ward should be removed as counsel for the defense.
Order. I demand order in this courtroom.
So frequently points out to the press, his association with Mr. Corinthos can be explained by his profound belief that every individual is entitled to due process under the law. My contention, however, is that his history with Mr. Corinthos could compromise the possibility of due process for Laura Spencer.
Your Honor, I'm stunned by the tactics of the prosecution in trying to create a smokescreen of irrelevancies, excuse me, to obscure the fact that basically she has no case against my client.
You are out of order, Mr. Ward. Sit down.
I have a substantial case against Mrs. Spencer, Your Honor. And I don't want all of us to go through the rigors of this procedure and end up in a mistrial. We know that Mr. Ward has acted as counsel for Mr. Corinthos, whose alleged association with the victim, Damian Smith, was repeated numerous times in the media. As Mr. Corinthos' lawyer, Mr. Ward could have been privy to intimate knowledge of the facts behind Damian Smith's death. Facts that Mr. Ward could have felt compelled to conceal under the lawyer-client privilege. Such concealment could fundamentally hamper Laura Spencer's defense.
May I respond, Your Honor?
Keep it short, Mr. Ward.
Well, I've got to tell you, I am mightily impressed by Miss Jensen's argument. Never before have I heard such blatant attempt at befuddlement, and we aren't even at opening arguments.
Does counsel plan to refute my argument or simply denigrate it?
That's enough. The two of you will refrain from personal sparring, or I'll hold both of you in contempt.
I beg the court's pardon. However, I must point out Miss Jensen's use of such words as alleged, could have been, might be, may be. She has not only impugned my character, but the character of a man who the grand jury found no just cause to prosecute. She's also made a convoluted argument that backfires. If, in fact, Mr. Corinthos is implicated in Mr. Smith's murder, why then is she prosecuting Mrs. Spencer? Could it be that she's made a mistake? Or is it that the circumstantial evidence against my client is built on a house of cards which is very quickly tumbling down? If so, then again, I move for the immediate dismissal of all charges against my client.
There's no mistake, Your Honor. I stand by my motion.
And so I stand by mine, Your Honor.
There'll be a 15-minute recess while I review both motions.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
They can't take you off the case if I want you, can they?
I'm going to fight it with everything I have. And Dara Jensen, she's a terror on wheels.
Well, at least we've got the only judge in town who's not in Edward's pocket.
Which makes it an even playing field and a fair fight. We're going to win this thing.
Where's Lucky?
I asked you to wait out here. Yeah, I know, but I got curious. Pretty exciting stuff going on in that room. Gee, for a minute there, it sounded like that lady DA had some new info on the murder. It'd be a shame if they took Justice Ward off the case. Yes, it would be. So, you know, I took a look at that tape you gave me, and I must say I found it perplexing.
Well, my kid's no pro, and the picture is fuzzy. But even so, you can still see Councilman Ward running out of his grandma's burning house.
But what I found puzzling was your thinking that it would have anything to do with me.
Really? Mm-hmm. Gee, I don't know. I took one look at that tape, and you were the first person that came to mind. Somehow I just figured you'd want to have a look at it. Was I wrong to bother you with it?
Oh, no. In fact, I appreciate that you brought it to my attention. And perhaps I could express my gratitude.
That's up to you, of course. But what with this lousy job market being what it is, and my kid's college tuition coming up, every little bit does count.
I assume there are copies of this tape that I might also find interesting.
Well, I did make one copy, just in case something happened to the original.
Of course, yes. Well, now, I'm tied up at the moment with the trial, but maybe we could meet later, and I could properly express my thanks for both copies. Say, at the docks?
Just name the time.
Well, you can monitor the court proceedings, not from the inside. But after we've adjourned for the day, I'll be there.
So will I.